Well, that sure is a nice way to start off a 7-game road trip. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Stove Media. Today we're recapping last night's game between the Phillies and the Atlanta Braves as the Phillies defeat the Braves by a final score of 7-3 as they take the first game of this 4-game series, and they start off the 7-game road trip on a great note. And I guess before getting into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please share, engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. This video is also brought to you by All Things Phillies. All Things Phillies provides a daily video of highlights from the game. So please go and subscribe to his channel. Link in the description section. Zach Wheeler with 10 strikeouts last night. He definitely had a good start. Kind of was a little shaky there in the end, but he just continues to stay hot over his last, few starts. So he's definitely settling in, and he's looking more like the Zach Wheeler we saw last year. So 10 strikeouts for Zach Wheeler last night. This Philly starting pitching has definitely ranked up the strikeouts so far this year. He had Zach Eflin the other day on Sunday collecting 12 strikeouts. So there's no secret to this Phillies pitching staff, especially the starting rotation, has really ranked up the strikeouts so far this year. So the offense definitely showed up last night. 7 runs. We kind of gave up scoring runs later in the ball game, but you know what? A win is a win, right? We defeat the defending World Series champion, the Atlanta Braves, as Johan Camargo was presented with his World Series ring prior to the game. A great ceremony by the Atlanta Braves. You do not know, Johan Camargo was, of course, a member of the Atlanta Braves last season during their 2021 World Series championship. So he was presented with his ring prior to the game. It was a nice ceremony. So that was pretty cool. Doing up the scoring summary here in the top of the second inning. Rhys Hoskins batting with the bases loaded as he doubles on a short line drive to center field. As this will get them all home as Schwartz, JT Muto, and Roman Quinn come around to score, and the Phillies now lead it 3-0. So a big clutch hit right there off the bat of Rhys Hoskins. That was his 8th double of the season. So it was kind of nice when he finally did something more in scoring position. After the top of the first inning, we have second and third, 1 out. Failed to even score a run, which is just so disgraceful. We come back in the top of the second inning, bases loaded for Rhys Hoskins, and he gets the job done. So finally, big hit. We really needed it. So it doesn't really happen very often, so let it soak in. We pick it up here in the top of the third inning. JT Realmuto triples on a ground ball to left field. The JT Realmuto, he really has the speed. He's just, not only is he fast for a catcher, he's just fast, period. He definitely could show off the wheels as Kyle Schwarber comes around to score. That was Realmuto's second triple of the season. Hopefully a big hit like this can kind of, pick you out of the dumps a little bit and kind of, can bring up your confidence, which, certainly can happen. So a 4-0 Philadelphia. So JT Realmuto with a big hit right there. As I talked about, I love to see JT Realmuto run. I love to see him run. And even though he's struggling right now, that certainly was fun to watch. So a nice triple right there for JT, 4-0 Phillies. Then we pick it up here in the same, and I have no idea what happened here out there in right center field with Adam Duvall as Roman Quinn doubles on a fly ball to right center field, as this ball is definitely catchable. Miscommunication out there as the ball drops, and JT Muto comes around to score, and Johan Camargo with an amazing slide. The ball beat him by a significant amount, and he's able to get his hand in there and totally avoid Travis d'Arnaud in the tag, and he scores successfully to make it a 6-0 Phillies lead. So Johan Camargo with an amazing slide right there. That is pure athleticism. So Travis d'Arnaud could not apply the tag, and the ball beat him by a significant amount. Johan Camargo with a great slide, and he's able to avoid the tag and score. So a 6-0 Phillies. So we're definitely pouncing all over the defending World Series champion Atlanta Braves. This one certainly felt good last night, especially after the last time we were there. We got swept out and got eliminated. That was just awful at the end of September of last year. So 6-0 Phillies. Then we pick it up here in the top of the fourth inning. Gene Segura singles on a line drive to center field. Alan Bohm comes around to score, and the Phillies now lead it 7-0. So we have a 7-0 lead. So we have a commanding 7-0 lead. I think we pretty much knew the ball game is over at this point. We have Zach Wheeler on the mound, the ace. He's just looking great at this point. He still had a great night last night, collecting collecting 10 strikeouts, as I said before. But Gene the Hit Machine does it again. So another line drive single. I mean, I understand he is criticized a little bit for just being a singles hitter. But I tell you, this guy puts the bat in the ball so frequently, and I love it. So a 7-0 Philadelphia, and thank God we did score 7 runs last night. To pick it up here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Dansby Swanson singles on a sharp ground ball the other way to right field. Austin Riley comes around to scores. The Braves get on the board now, 7-1 ball game. So Dansby Swanson and a lot of the rest of his teammates on the Atlanta Braves, especially on the offensive side, definitely having a struggled season so far. This Braves team has not really set the world on fire on the offensive side. We pick it up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Austin Riley singles on a sharp line drive to center field. Ozzie Albies comes around to score, and it's now a 7-2 ball game. So Austin Riley definitely had a fantastic season for the Atlanta Braves last year. He's definitely gone off to a slow start, but he definitely looked good last night for the Braves. Definitely saw Zach Lear well. Scored the first run of the ball game, and then he drives in the second run of the ball game. The Braves a little closer now, just a 5-run lead for the Phillies. And then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ozzie Albies singles on a line drive to center field. Wilson Contreras' brother, come around to score, and it's now a 7-3 ball game. I mean, total misplay out left field by Wilson Contreras earlier in the ball game, a ball that he should have caught that he was not able to catch. Of course, he's primarily a catcher, so that is, the biggest reason why. The Braves definitely didn't look very good out there on the defensive side. They just didn't, and they kind of showed a little life offensively. The Braves, even though they did come back and score 3 unanswered against the Phillies, that was not enough as the Phillies win 7-3. That was a start of this 4-game series and the 7-game road trip on a high note as they come out with the W in this one. I think this was an expected win. Rhys Hoskins' only one hit was a big one, that bases clearing double to open up the score there in the top of the 2nd inning. So that was a big hit off the bat of Rhys Hoskins. The Phillies really were in dire need of a big hit, and they got one. The bases clearing double. That's just what the doctor ordered. So a big hit right there on the bat of Rhys Hoskins. Also drawing a walk last night. Alec Bloom collects 2 knocks. A little cold recently. Works his average now back up to 292. And he also draws a walk as well. Scores one of the Phillies, 7 runs. Bryce Harper, that bloop single to left field. Not much else out of him. He also struck out as well. He's still trying to get it going, right? I mean, average now jumps to 292. He's still trying to get it going. He's still recovering from that PRB ejection he got a week and a half ago. So you kind of have to be a little patient here with Bryce Harper. I mean, he's just not 100% healthy right now. He will be fine. I'm not worried about him at all. Nick Castellanos goes hitless. Really just a rough performance last night for him. And 256 average now on the year as Kyle Schwarber has a 760 OPS while Nick Castellanos has a 737 OPS. Is kind of telling. And Gene Segura, 2 knocks last night. The RBI line drive single up the middle. So he definitely had a decent night last night. And I'm just glad he's not batting cleanup, even though Nick Castellanos didn't do anything in the cleanup spot. Kyle Schwarber does go hitless, but he draws 3 walks last night. 3 walks last night for Kyle Schwarber. That is just great. Scores 2 of the Phillies, 7 runs. So let's think about this next time we want to try to complain about Kyle Schwarber. This is a guy who's hitting 200 and it's a 760 OPS. He's hitting 200 and he has a 760 OPS. This is a guy that had an OPS well above the 900 mark last year. So that just tells you something right there. I mean, he's better than you think. He is better than you think. So I'm not worried about Kyle Schwarber at all. I'm not worried about him at all. So that was just great. And JT Realmuto, 2 knocks last night, the triple, scoring 2 of the Phillies, 7 runs. Also drawing a walk. JT definitely had a good night last night. Hopefully this gets him going. Probably the best game I've seen of him in quite some time now. So a big night last night for JT. Johan Camargo also collects a knock, scores one of the Phillies, 7 runs. I bet it felt good for him to be back at a place that, he won a World Series. Of course, they did win the World Series in Houston. But to be back in an environment, that you really know well, as a lifelong Atlanta Brave, in the big leagues. So, I'm sure it kind of felt a little weird for him. Roman Quinn with that lucky 2 RBI double. That should have been caught. I mean, that ball was in the air forever. It was in the air forever. I don't know how in the world that ball was not caught. If I was a manager, if that was, a Phillies player that did that, I'd be really, really upset. So that ball has to be caught, plain and simple. That's just unacceptable. So really just a terrible job by the Atlanta Braves last night out there defensively. That Wilson Contreras missed ball out in left field. And that total miscommunication with that fly ball that Roman Quinn hit out to right center field. So definitely just a weird night last night for the Atlanta Braves out there. Zach Lear, 6 2/3, 8 hits, 2 runs, all 2 were earned. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 10. So another great start last night for Zach Lear. I'm a little disappointed that Joe did not let him finish that 7th inning. I am a little bit disappointed about that. I understand he was in a little bit of a danger, but he just struck out Adam Duvall. So I don't understand why you take him out like that. I really don't understand it. As I said, I do understand it a little bit. He just struck out Adam Duvall, who is a righty, and then you have another righty coming up. I mean, yeah, and he also had Ronald Acuna Jr. up next, another righty. So I don't really understand that too much. I think maybe it's just because Dansby Swanson did hit an RBI single against him, driving the first run of the ballgame for the Braves. I think maybe that had something to do with it. I mean, I'm not going to go too hard on Joe Girardi on that one, and partly I understand it, but, you know, I would have loved to see him finish that 7th inning. Lear's fastball continues to look dominant, you know, hitting in the, the high 90s consistently all night. You know, I'm just certainly a big fan of his stuff. Like the slider, I tell you, the slider really has just like, it's just amazing. It's just amazing, and you know, his curveball he can kind of mix in there and kind of be sneaky with sometimes. Jervis Familia came in there and allowed that single to Dansby Swanson. He makes a throwing error. Luckily, no one's scored on that. Thank God. And then he got Ronald Acuna Jr. to pop up the end. That 7th inning, kind of a shaky appearance there. He did get charged with the earn run on the Ozzie Albies RBI single, since William Contreras was allowed on by Jervis Familia. Corey Knebel came in there in a non-save situation there in the bottom of the 9th inning and was able to get the job done as the Phillies win the first game of this 4-game series. So my takeaways, I mean, this was kind of expected. You have the ace going on the mound. The offense was just abysmal during the homestand against the Padres and the Dodgers. Against a team that, honestly, their pitching staff really hasn't been great all year. And it's kind of weird. I mean, is it just because this Phillies offense been significantly better on the road this year? It's been weird. It has been much better on the road. They've been much more exciting to watch on the road. I mean, something we haven't seen in so long. I mean, this is a team that has been, really just dominant at home for a good number of years now, and it kind of seems like they're kind of shifting a little bit. They're kind of being a better team now on the road, which is kind of weird. They had an amazing 5-2 road trip, 2 weeks ago, and now they start off this 7-game road trip with a win. So as I talked about, not really much of a surprise. I think a lot of us did think we were going to win last night with the ace going on the mound. So Zach Lear does his thing. 10 strikeouts, not really much of a surprise there. So 7:20, the first pitch tonight. MLB TV free game of the day. Kyle Gibson 3-2 with a 3.98 ERA, going against Max Fried 4-2 with a 3.31 ERA. So tonight's going to be a little bit tougher. Max Fried definitely has had a good year so far. So I don't know what kind of Kyle Gibson we're going to get tonight. I mean, it's just always a question mark, right? I mean, he's very inconsistent. And are we going to get the ground ball Kyle Gibson or the strikeout guy Kyle Gibson? Sometimes he goes out there and really ranks up the strikeouts. And then sometimes he doesn't really hardly strike anybody out. He's a pitch to contact out kind of guy. It just kind of depends on where he wants to put his stuff. It's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight. I mean, hopefully Bryce Harper can kind of heat up a little bit. But you know what? I mean, we're picking up our guys. Right? Nick Castellanos is really slumping right now. Bryce Harper is still recovering from the BRB ejection. We have Rhys Hoskins with that huge bases clearing double last night. We have JT Muto collecting 2 knocks with that RBI triple. So this is what needs to happen. This is what this Phillies team is built to be. When a couple sluggers are not really, too hot, I mean, you have other protection around them in the lineup to kind of pick them up a little bit. That is what a good baseball team is. I understand we did stop scoring runs after the top of the 4th inning, but a win is a win. A win is a win. We have to stop getting content, though, when we just, give up scoring runs. But it is what it is. So Gibson, Fried, 7:20 tonight. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't done yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link description section at Phillies Social Media, Instagram, follow me on Twitter at Media, call or text 267-225-392. Email me, philliesmedia@gmail.com. 7:20 the first pitch tonight. Gibson, Fried. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phillies. I'll see you guys.